Hey, good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. You know, I just shot this whole video and then realized I was looking at myself in the camera but not recording. Lesson learned for me. What we're going to talk about again in this video is Viking Training Task 1. We're going to go over some lessons learned and some things people did learn, some things you maybe want to consider, and encourage you to do likewise on the next one. So without further ado, Viking Training Task 1, make soup. The task sounds very simple, but the details, the conditions, and the standards are what make it truly a Viking training task, and that's where it all lies. And so if you recall, the first thing I said to do was to find a piece of wilderness. Desert, grassland, woods, forest, national forest, national park, state park, whatever. Go there and do the task. Why did I say that? And also, if it's in your backyard, that's fine. Why did I say that? Because you should know where the nearest patch of wilderness, I use that term very loosely, right? Where the nearest patch of it is. And you should become familiar with it. That's why I said, do you know what it costs to park there? Do you know what the parking situation is? Because you should. You should know all these things because you should be playing there. You should be hanging out there. You can conduct meetups there and training there, and you can go cache stuff there if you want, you know, whatever. You should be comfortable in the outdoors, and you should know where they are. And I was just reading recently, people live longer when they spend time outdoors. It's good for your soul, man. It's good for your psyche. This is a lot better than a cubicle, right? So you should know where it is and you should go there. So that was the first part. Then I said walk for an hour. Walking is a basic human, it's not even a skill, it's an ability, right? Humans walk. It's how the good Lord created us, 2 legs to propel us forward. And so walking an hour should be nothing. But I think most people who did this realized, yeah, I feel it. After an hour, only an hour of walking, I feel it. And so hopefully that cued some things in your head that maybe you need to walk more, right, if nothing else. Walking is low impact. It's not bad for your knees or anything like that. It's good for you, man. Get out there and walk. And so you learn that. In most of the country, I know we have one Viking from Oz, so it's warm there, but in most of the country, it's cold right now. And when you step out of your house, and in Scotland it's cold, you know, it's wintertime. When you step out of your house or you step out of your car warm into the cold, it's easy to wear too many clothes. Right? You put too many clothes on, and that's fine as long as you realize once you start walking, time to take off layers. We have to manage our heat, because if you didn't, when you stopped an hour later with sweat all over your body, you get cold, right? So you got to manage that. And so hopefully you learn that, and how do you do that, and what do you wear, and you learn some things like, you know, I'm not going to need as many clothes on as I think I am right now, because 15 minutes from now, I'm going to be warm. Or you also learn, one thing I used to do in one of the units I was in, we would start rucking. You know, everyone picks up their rucks and moves that way. And we had planned a 15-minute later stop to adjust clothing and you know, take stuff off. So you learn that. I didn't really want you all walking on sidewalks and stuff. I wanted you walking through the woods, at least on a path at you know, maximum, and through stuff like this at minimum, or however that works. More coffee is indicated, and I left that back at the house. I want you walking so your feet roll and your body has to adjust to the terrain, not just on a flat sidewalk. It's important. It's important to feel different muscles in your body. When we walk on constantly super flat surfaces, we kind of lose touch with ourselves as a human machine, if you will. You learn the importance of good footwear, right? You know, this terrain out here is not where you want to wear flip-flops, right? It just doesn't work that way. And so you teach yourself these things by getting out there and wearing it, and maybe thinking, wow, these are great shoes or boots, or these probably are a little bit inadequate and I should probably get something else. And so that's good to know. And hopefully while you were walking, you got to see cool things like this Civil War road that I'm walking down right now. So then you stop. You have to pick a place to stop. Where are you going to stop? You're going to get out of the weather? You're going to get out of the rain? You're going to rig a hoochie or a hooch or a tarp? Or you're going to get on the other side of this rock? Are you going to sit in the sun to warm up? You know, these are things. And I'm willing to bet a fair number of y'all had to give it a little bit of thought. Where are we going to sit? Or if you didn't and you just plopped, you probably thought, maybe I should move over there. Doing these things over and over and over until it becomes second nature is good for you. It saves you time and effort when you have to do it for real. So you stop, and then you got to make soup. Making soup requires fire, right? I did that on purpose. Either you build a fire, or you fire up a stove, or light a heat tab, or a little hexamine tablet, or burn some sticks in a can, you know, whatever. You got to make heat. Some of y'all did great. Some of y'all had some difficulties. Good. Now's the time to have those difficulties and work through them, power through them. And if you left the task thinking, I could do better, that's good. Keep practicing. Don't just one and done it. Keep practicing so that you get better. So you sit there and you eat soup in the wilderness. Soup's a simple meal, right? It's simple. Isn't it amazing how good stuff tastes when you're out here? You know, when you're out doing this kind of thing, after you've put forth a little bit of physical effort, it's like, wow, the simple things in life. So hopefully you picked up on that a little bit. It's nourishing, it hits you fast, and then it's time to get up and hike some more. And some of y'all cheated on this part, and you did cheat yourself. Not cheating me. You sit there, you eat soup, you did the task, you're a little bit tired from doing the walk, your muscles have stiffened up while you're sitting down, and now it's time to get up and go again. And it's like, oof. And you don't feel like it, and you're feeling like a little siesta coming on, and you know, I just want to get back to the house. I've been away from all my electronic stuff for too long. I need to go check it, man. I'm starting to Jones for 21st century stuff. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not too much. Some of y'all cheated, but when you get walking again, it's like, oh, and it's cold and hot and yada yada. But then you find out 10-15 minutes into your walk back, muscles warm up, joints start working again, and this isn't so bad. And so what you learn there is mental toughness. You did something you didn't want to do, which is get up and keep walking after you had this break and already walked for a darn hour, and now you're going to force yourself to do it again. And once you get doing it, you're like, that wasn't so bad. So the next time you're not feeling it, like, oh, I just really don't feel like doing it. You know, at least intellectually, man, I can do this. You know, I know I'm whining to myself now, but in 15 minutes, I'm going to feel great. You learn by doing, right? It's the only way. Reading about it doesn't work. I'm going to get to that, I hope, at the end of this. And so you walk back, and now you've walked 2 hours. That's more than most Americans walk all day. And it's nothing. It is nothing in the scale of human accomplishment to walk for 2 hours. Get used to it. Get used to it. Could be a time in your future when the only mode of transportation is your feet. Good footwear is important. I don't think you can have too many pairs of boots. I really don't. So there's that. A lot of people, a lot of y'all did this task, and that's good. That made me happy. It's why we're going to have Viking Training Task 2. But I think a lot of y'all just read what other people wrote, read their after action reviews, and thought things like, I could do that. Oh, I'd do that better. I'd do this. Yeah, but did you? Could you? You say you could. You talk a big game. Oh, I could do that, but I do. Uh-huh. Well, I heard, I don't care. What'd you do? Get out there and do it. Get out there and do it. I guarantee you, I can't guarantee you, I bet. I'll just pull a number out of the air. 90% of the people who actually did this task, when they were done, thought, that's pretty cool. That was kind of neat. Sounded pretty simple at first, but there was some neat stuff in there. I'm glad I did it. And I bet you if they take the time, and I think most of them did, to think back on it, it's like I learned some stuff. Even the people, we have a couple people that did it, that they hike all the time. Every time you do something like this, you'll learn. If you have a teachable spirit, every time you do something like this, you'll learn something else. That makes you better. Constant forward motion. It makes you better. It makes you able to assist others better. And so that's why I encourage you to do this stuff. Get out, enjoy life, participate, do the best you can with what you got, where you're at, and I will see you out there.